She just had a very expensive surgery the other day, so she's on my shit list right now, but I would do anything for her.
But don't think twice, it's alright.
My name is Emily West. I am a saint here at St. Alfred, as well as an art therapist with a non-for-profit covering cancer support communities.
I feel like you give off this aura, kind of like I am my brother's keeper.
That's very good. That's very good.
Who's the home team? Like, who is your home team?
Home team would definitely be some of these guys I've been working with for, since back then. Gang of big brothers, for sure.
What would you say is a common misconception about yourself?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough one. That I'm unapproachable, maybe. Some might think that, don't come up and ask me out or anything because they're scared.
Tell us about your girl, Bentley.
Bentley is 77 years old. She's my daughter. She looks just like me.
One time, like 5 years ago, at 6 Points, we were just having a conversation while the World Cup was going on, and you were talking about that you were working, not only doing some teaching, but you were doing some kind of hospital work. What's going on now? What are you doing these days?
Same. About 5 years ago, turned my focus over to this non-for-profit called Gildas Club. And that is like a cancer support community facilitating program where people can come in and have support groups, and then also just non-clinical education about kind of what they're going through. What I do is I facilitate those programs at 4 different hospitals here in Chicago, essentially art therapy. So I'm kind of giving them something to do to pass the time and also just shooting the shit. We're just kind of, very relaxed, very casual. So I've been doing that for almost 6 years now too. It's not really a surprise to anyone. I'm like obsessed with Chicano art, and that's definitely been an influence of mine for a long time. So these I will source like vintage handkerchiefs and paños and stuff, and whenever I find some, I'll just buy them in bulk and buy tons. Like prison paños, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about that, but what's issued in prison, you just have like a ballpoint pen and whatever handkerchief, and so they were used as kind of a venue to tell a story and also to send back to like their girls and loved ones.
Alright, so we're gonna do quickies.
Okay.
Let me say something and give me the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Alright. Let's see. If you could bring any rapper back from the dead, who would it be?
I think that would have to be Mac Dre.
What's a turnoff to you?
Those glove shoes. Yeah. Or, I don't know, mandals. I have a problem with mandals.
What's your most prized possession?
Dang. That would definitely have to be a cowboy hat of my father's, my late father. It's like amazing.
More money?
The better.
Name somebody that motivates you.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan?
Not only what he did for kind of like just racism and stuff back in the day, but also just brilliant writer.
What advice would you give to the 18-year-old Emily?
Oh my God! Do not pierce your eyebrow. Don't do it.
Assuming heaven is real, when you get to the pearly gates, what's the first thing you want him to say to you?
It's the first thing you say to me. I can't believe it took you this long to get up here. I thought I'd see you much earlier.
So lastly, if you had to be the person giving the motivation, the person telling someone to get off their ass and make that move,
It's funny because, being, post 30 at this point, watching all these kids, do all these big things, and then you see that they're 21 or they're 22 and they're like way ahead of the game. So, that's motivation in itself for just kind of watching, everybody else start to fly. Game don't wait. Game don't wait.